Hello, everyone. I'm Phoenix Tremaine, and today we're going to be talking about Beyond the Gates. We think we cracked the code. There's a storyline that sounds very familiar that I really think, when we were talking to our members live Zoom that we do every Fridays, I came to them with an idea that I had of what I think the twist is going to be in one of the stories. And they agreed with me. And then one member said that they pretty much agreed with me, but it's not this, it's that. And then when she said that, I was like, wait a minute. I was at the ballpark, but I think you're right. You knocked it out the park. You know what the Beyond the Gates secret twist is going to be. But first, if you haven't done so, please take a minute to subscribe. Hit that like button. It's free to do. And please just do that. Thank you so much in advance. I really appreciate it. Helps out the channel a lot. And we have a membership where you on the live Zooms where we come up with stuff like this, along with all of the spoilers and different things about how we felt about all of the shows throughout the week. Now, let's get started by sort of going down the timeline of Haley, how she befriended Naomi, which is Danny's daughter. She wormed her way into the Dupree family, the poor orphan girl that everybody felt sorry for. She managed to seduce Bill and destroy Danny's marriage. While engaged to Bill, she continuously tried to get forgiveness from the Duprees. She even tried to give Danny a hug, which made sense to nobody, thinking that she could use Nicole to get Danny to calm down. So she actually went to Nicole's sister, who she's tight with, who Danny is tight with, thinking, hey, can't we just get along? And the fact that she's supposedly an orphan really made me think about these storyline moments. I felt like I've seen this before on other soaps. And so then I started to put things together. I began asking myself, is Haley actually a Dupree? Yeah, that that suddenly makes a lot of things make sense. I read that Vernon had a secret, and so instantly I began to think Haley must be Danny and Nicole's sister. But I'm thinking now the secret just has more to do with Martin, and what he did and what they covered up, and it may have nothing to do with Danny. But my thought was Haley was going to turn out to be Vernon's illegitimate daughter, trying to integrate herself in the family she was cheated out of. I shared those thoughts with my members during our live Zoom on Friday, February 28th, where we had an hour and a half discussion on Beyond the Gates. We talked about all the other subs, General Hospital, Young and Restless, Bold and Beautiful, and Days of Our Lives. That was the first half hour. The rest of the hour and a half was Beyond the Gates. And we all knew it was going to be that kind of party. So, everybody was seated and ready. Because we detailed the events of the first week. Now, and while I was opening the minds of many members that she could actually be Danny's sister, one of the members said, and this is where the light bulb comes. She says that she actually thought she wasn't a sister, that she was actually Danny's daughter because she specifically went after Danny's family. Well, actually, her reasoning was the age. She thought about the age, Vernon having an illegitimate daughter around that time didn't make as much sense as Danny having a child during that time. And then, started thinking about how she specifically went after Danny's family. She befriended Naomi, who may turn out to be her sister, and punishing her mother by stealing her husband and the life that Danny had because she grew up in poverty while they were all up here in Fairmont Crest living a good life. We've seen this story so many times before, and which made me think of two of my favorite soap moments of moms finding out their secret daughter has infiltrated their lives and blew everything up. And of course, Carly and Bobby on General Hospital. This is the same thing Carly did, except she didn't marry Tony, but she did get Tony in bed, and she destroyed her mother's marriage. And of course, Erica Kane and Kendall Hart. on all my children. And I'm starting to lean towards this might be a Erica and Kendall story type story, not just a Carly and Bobby type story. And now I'm patiently waiting to see if we crack the code, figure out this is the twist that Haley is really Danny's daughter, wreaking havoc because she was left in poverty while they were living a good life. When Danny was going off at the wedding, I was waiting for the moment of her saying, "What are you gonna do? You gonna pop me, mom?" Because you can't say that other word on YouTube. But she didn't say that. It's only the second week, and I think that is something that could come out during May Sweeps, which begins April 24th. I think that'll be a next big part of the story coming up. So, what do you think? Does it make sense? Does the story suddenly make sense? Why Haley could steal Danny's husband and still wants a hug from possibly her mother? Why she wants to live in Crest, Fairmont Crest to stay close to her family that she wants to eventually make amends with. And this also begs the question, how would Bill react if he realizes that he's been just a pawn in Haley's scheme? Remember, Danny said at a country club before she punched her that, she doesn't know why Bill would want to live in Fairmont Crest. This is probably something Haley wanted. And I'm paraphrasing, but that's pretty much what she said. And that also made the alarms go off in my head like, okay, is Haley like the super schemer? What's going on? So it could affect the family in so many different ways. Um, uh, would Nicole or Naomi have a change of heart about Haley if they knew that she was actually their niece or sister, respectively? How would Danny feel if Anita wanted to give Haley a chance, realizing she was her granddaughter? How much crazier would Danny go off the rails if some of her family members were to warm up to Haley or want to have a relationship with Haley uh, after everything Haley has done? Because the last question is, if Haley is Danny's daughter, what could have happened to make Danny give her baby away? First, I thought maybe she could have done it, because she didn't want to hinder her modeling career. But instantly gave her modeling career for Bill. So I don't think that's it. I thought about they may go the Erica Kane and Kendall Hart route, where they say that she was violated, and rather than get rid of the baby, she gave the baby up for adoption. Now, once it's out there for adoption, then that's how Haley could became an orphan and all the other stuff happened to her. But I can also see if Danny was violated, especially being a model, it's 100% possible that Vernon and Anita that could be Vernon's secret. But Vernon and Anita could easily have decided, well, since Danny was violated, and she's not going to get rid of the baby, maybe it's best if the baby is put up for adoption rather than going the other route. So that could easily be how Haley came into this world. It also could be the reason that Danny continues to hate Haley. Not only did her father violate her, but now her daughter then came out the woodwork and violated her marriage and her life. So either way, what do you think of this possible twist? Did we figure it out? Did we crack the code? Is Danny and Haley actually mother and daughter, and she doesn't even know it? But doesn't it make so much more sense that Haley would want to stay in Fairmont Crest, that Haley would still continuously yearn for a relationship with Naomi, a sister, and how she would try to think that Nicole would be like a voice of reason, even though she didn't know she is yet, that somehow they could all sense that, there's something going on there, and why she would want Bill. And what would happen if Bill was like, wait a minute, so you fooled me, you tricked me, you're a schemer. I thought you were this perfect little angel. So I think that I actually love the scenes with Danny and Bill in the behind, in the recap behind the scenes. in the past because I said they have a lot of chemistry from the golf club scene on Wednesday, last Wednesday. That was, you could see they have fire and magic and energy. And then the scene that they showed where, they were coming from Naomi's wedding and they were just such a loving couple. So if Bill suddenly feels like a fool, is he going to stay with Haley? Would he divorce her? Would he want to go back with Danny? There's so many storyline possibilities that can come from this if it turns out that Haley actually is a sister or daughter to Danny. And I would love to hear your thoughts. That this, because now when I watch the show, I'm watching it from this point of view of seeing Haley as the daughter of Danny that is wreaking havoc because they were living a good life while she was an orphan, you know, uh, after the whole adoption situation. Like, y'all didn't even turn back to check on me to make sure it all went through. So even this picture, and I picked this picture out in particular because this really looks like a picture to me of Haley, like, Mom, gotcha, B word. So let me know in the comments if this makes sense to you, or do you think she's just a schemer with no background? So with that, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.